Alright, so we have Molly McCann versus Yeon Kim. So I think McCann might be fighting for a job here, 2 losses in a row. Potentially gets another fight after this, but it's never good to lose 3 in a row. Kim has a 3-inch height advantage and an absurd 10-inch reach advantage, which is just crazy at this weight class. And you consider the proportions of these guys. That's an absurd reach advantage, really. I feel like the matchmakers put the girl with the longest arms against the girl with the shortest arms in the division. Because if you look at their ape indexes, if anyone knows what an ape index is, basically when you compare someone's height to their arms and, kind of comparing it to an ape, you know what I mean? Like how apes have really long arms compared to their height. So Molly McCann has a terrible ape index. It's in the negatives. And Ji Yong Kim has an exceptional ape index. It's very long. She has very long arms for her height. So break down the striking of these two. So yeah, for Jeon Kim, she has the same reach as Paulo Costa. Like, that's insane. Really long arms. If she just perfected her jab, I think should be a real problem, because there's a lot of distance that the opponent needs to cover when you have a 10-inch reach advantage, and you have a really good jab to, establish the range. Like, she has an okay jab, a push jab, kind of pushes it out, doesn't put too much volume on it. Doesn't put too much volume behind it. I feel like if she put volume behind her jab, it would just win her a lot more fights. She likes to chain everything behind the jab too, the 1-2s, sometimes the 2-3. Short left hook in the pocket is her go-to. But yeah, I think her reaction to being hit is to fire back immediately with a straight right, which I love. So if Molly tags her, she better be prepared to defend the straight right, because that's what Kim loves after getting hit. And yeah, if you tag her, she's going to look for one back. I think Kim does have the power advantage here, and she is primarily headhunting, doesn't mix it up a whole lot. So if she does connect on Molly, she could get a bit of damage on Molly's face. For Molly, she has that British boxing point fighter type of style, like fighters like Arnold Allen, Leon Edwards, Bisping, I guess. There's those type of fighters that kind of, skirt around the outside, use a lot of footwork, in and out with their movement, close distance, into boxing range, land a combination, get back out at range, use their footwork. Very typical of that British point fighter style. So yeah, that's what Molly looks to do. Her best punch, I'd say, is her left hook. She always looks for that in the pocket. Kim always carries her hands low and has her head on center line at all times. So I feel like that left hook in the pocket could be landing, but it's a lot of distance that she needs to cover to get inside in boxing range against Kim, because generally she likes to stay at kickboxing range for the most part, but she might even need to go further back, because Kim can hit her a lot further away than when Molly can connect on Kim. Thing about Molly though is she will back up onto the cage when pressured. Kim generally likes to come forward. I think Molly will be on the back foot here. Molly does look to mix in takedowns every now and then. I think she initiates grappling situations and clinch situations when she really shouldn't, like when she has the advantage on the feet, really. And it's just sometimes, I don't think she should really do that. I think her clinch game needs a bit of work. She gets bullied in the clinch quite a bit. She just makes a lot of mistakes in the clinch. I think her takedowns are awful. Very bad technique on her wrestling, but it doesn't take too much at this weight class. A lot of fighters don't have great takedown defense at this weight class. So how these guys win fights? So for Kim, she eats punches really well. Like, she's there to be hit, but she doesn't react to punches at all. Like, I'm not going to say she has a good chin, because at this weight class, if you're getting hit, like, it's not the same as being hit by a welterweight or something like that. So I'm not going to say good chin, but she eats punches really well and, doesn't react to them. For Molly McCann, she has decent striking defense, especially in the pocket, but she does have that exaggerated, head movement when she is avoiding strikes in the pocket. Huge weaves, huge rolls. She could be open for devastating strikes, such as a knee or a huge uppercut or a huge high kick. If you're facing a good striker, and they'll get the read of that. But it hasn't burned her too much in her career so far. It's not really something Kim throws as well, the huge knees and stuff like that. Had these guys lose fights, so for Molly McCann, she has terrible takedown defense. I think it's like 25% or something like that. It's terrible. Also the striker tendencies that we discussed before. And for Yeon Kim, subpar striking defense, gets hit a lot, usually on the wrong end of a speed equation, and she will be here as well. I think Molly McCann does have the faster hands, and I think Kim needs to let her hands go a little bit more. She is pretty liable to get outworked. Like, if she just lets her hands go, if she pumps the jab out a bit more, I feel like she could win a lot more fights. Also, she has subpar get-ups when she does get taken down. Pass to victory for these two. So for Kim, forward pressure, get in her face. Look for punches when she's exiting the pocket and trying to enter the pocket. Also look for uppercuts. She dips a lot. We talked about that just before. Look to clinch up a bit on the fence. Look for knees. Mix in takedowns as well. As I said, she has bad takedown defense, so look to exploit that. Take advantage of where your opponents are weak, and I feel like that's where Molly's weak. For Molly McCann, look to use your footwork in and out with a combo. So pretty much in boxing range, out at kickboxing range, rinse and repeat. Just close the distance, land a combination. Kim's going to be landing like 1, maybe 2 punches on the exit. Just make sure you're outlanding her. Don't brawl, don't exchange in the pocket or just go hook for hook with Kim. I don't think that's very smart. I think you just need to be in and out with your movement. Also look to mix in takedowns as well. How is this fight going? I'll always have a special place in my heart for Kim after she dropped Kasim after Kasim faked the glove touch. I'll show you here. So yeah, Kasim fakes the glove touch and goes for a lead leg body kick and then gets dropped by the left hook of Kim. So yeah, imagine going for a fake glove touch and then landing such an insignificant strike such as a lead leg body kick after, you get one cheap shot and that's what you use it on. It is what it is. But yeah, no joke. If this video gets demonetized, I think I know why. But no, I always enjoy her fight. She always brings it. She's always entertaining, loves to stand and bang. I could say the same about Molly McCann. I think she's quite fun to watch as well. I'd say both consider themselves strikers, but Molly has gone to the wrestling in the past. Both have terrible takedown defense, but I'd say Molly's the only one that's going to be reliable to attempt to exploit that weakness. She's going to be the one going for takedowns. Like, Molly's takedowns are awful, but if she can get a few takedowns in this fight, that's a genuine path to victory for her. Basically, all the losses on Molly McCann's record is when she's been out-grappled. Like, the Procopio fight got out-grappled, Talia Santos got out-grappled, and I think the Gillian Robertson fight, she got subbed. So, it's not really too much of a threat here, because Kim hasn't shot a takedown in the last 5 fights, so it's a path to victory for Kim as well, but she generally doesn't take that approach. Kim does have a 10-inch reach advantage, which has to be mentioned. That's an insane reach advantage at this weight class. She basically has 15% more arm than Molly, which is absurd. Molly is good at getting in the pocket, but damn, that's a lot of ground to cover. Like 10 inches of distance where Kim can hit you and you can't hit her. If Kim establishes range early with her jab and her straight punches, then Molly's going to basically have to be staying at kickboxing range to avoid, the straight punches of Kim. Kim, I think, should be tagging her when she's entering and leaving the pocket, because there's a lot of distance that Molly McCann needs to cover in order to get into the pocket, and that's where she needs to be to land her strikes. I feel like if Molly could close the distance and keep the pressure on, and keep Kim on the back foot, I feel like that's, her path to victory on the feet. I think that's the range that's most advantageous to her. I think she has the speed advantage, has decent striking defense in the pocket, so I think that would be good if she came in with that game plan, but it's not really her style. She likes to use her footwork on the outside and, come in and close the distance when she wants to land with her hands. So yeah, maybe not her normal style maybe isn't the most optimal style against Kim, but it's probably what she's going to come in with. I think both are going to be landing good shots. I think it's basically a 50-50 fight. If I had a gun to my head and had to pick, I'd pick McCann, probably, just based on the fact that she'll likely be throwing more, and also she has that takedown path to victory as well. So yeah, I'm going to go McCann, but it's a very close fight. Alright, so if you guys could like the video, that'd be awesome. Cheers. So I think the line is basically correct. I think it's a 50-50, honestly. If I have to pick, I'll say Molly. I'll pick the dog, make it fun. But yeah, no confidence in either one of these guys really. I'd probably just bet the dog if they were like $2.30 or plus 130. Other than that, not looking to get too involved. Yeah, everything's lined about appropriately, in my opinion.